Welcome to this course. In previous video we have seen different type of payloads that are available in the Metasploit framework. In this video we are going to generate our own payloads using the some of the options available. So why payloads are necessary? So during the exploit development you will most certainly need to generate the shell code to use in your exploit. In Metasploit, the payload can be generated from within the MSF console. So when you use certain payloads while the set payload or use payload, the Metasploit adds the generate, PRY and reload commands automatically. So right now we are going to use some payload here. So open up your Metasploit framework, MSF console, hit enter, and we are going to use the payload as Windows Cellbind TCP. So let's see here, press Ctrl L to clear out the screen. I'm using the Mac, so I have to press the Ctrl L, and you can type down the clear also to clear out your screen. So I will use payload, and this payload is for the Windows, so I will use Windows and cell bind underscore TCP. Perfect. So I will hit enter. You can see this successfully, this payload is loaded up, and after that we are going to see that what we can do with this payload. So I will try out the help command here. So you can see these are the options given here. So this is the payload commands. So using the payload you can check to see if the target is vulnerable or not. So right now, if after the exploitation, you can type here the check to know that your target machine is exploitable or not. So the second command is the generate command. So this command is to generate a payload. So we are going to use this command in this tutorial to generate a payload for Metasploit. So just I want to check out that what I can do using the generate here. So I will copy it and paste it here, and also I will add the -h. So I can see that this type of option I can play with. So this is the -b option here. So what exactly it will do? It will generate a payload. So here -b, so it will be the list of the characters to avoid. So we are going to use the syntax generate -b, and after that we will write some code that we don't want in our shell code. So it will be remove the all type of code we don't want in the shell code. So we'll write down there. You will see the use of the -b in our practical demonstration. So next we are going to use the -e. So it will use to encode our payload. As you know, -h is for the help banner, and -f is used for the output the file. So after generating the shell code, you can output into any file. So this is -s is for the obsolete length. So we are going to discuss it too. And this is for the -i is for the iteration. So we will see the all handles inside this video. So let's get started. So to generate the shell code without any option, we are simply typing the generate command here, GENE generate. You can see the shell code is successfully generated here. So this is the Windows shell code bind TCP, and the length of shell code is the 3 to 8 byte. This is the the URL of the Metasploit, and this is the port and ROST. So in this payload you can be able to see that there are many of the bad characters. So this is the null character, this is the bad character. So most of the time your antivirus, if your program is having a lot of bad characters, your antivirus will say this is the virus. So if we are sending this payload to any other computer system and their antivirus detected our payload, so it's not going to help us to exploit that computer system. So what we will do, we will remove that bad code or bad characters from our payload, from our shell code. So just type down here generate -b to generate it, and we will use the which null code we want to remove. So I will copy that code. So this is the null code I want to remove. So just copy it and right here, paste, and after that close it, hit enter. You can see, so right now you can see inside this, these are these characters, these are null characters is nowhere. Scan this code and you will not find the null characters in this payload, in this cell code. So just check it out key. Right now what we had done, that the size of it without removing those code is 3 to 8 byte, and right now the size is 355 byte. So our size is generally improved, it's generally increased. So the reason is what, as per our program removed the those of the null character. So with removing the null character, it's also filled with some of the other encoded code to ensure that our bind cell remain functional. So that's why it replaced this null byte by some other characters, so our bind cell remain functional. So when specifying the bad characters, the framework will use the best encoder for the job. So inside this, you can see this Sikataga Nai, this encoder used. We will further in our further lectures, we will go depth into the Sikataga Nai in our next modules. So what exactly is doing? The Sikataga Nai is used only when the null byte was restricted during the code generation. And if we add a few more bad character, a different encoder may be used to accomplish the same task. So it's not compulsory that only this encoder will be used to remove the bad characters. Maybe if you want to remove some bad character, the different encoder may be used by that program. So the overall the decision was taken by our Metasploit framework. So right now let's take an example, another one. Like I say, if you want to generate generate a cell code and want to remove some unwanted character here. So I already done your homework. You don't have to type anymore. So you can find out here. So I want to remove those coded here. So let's see what is going to happen. I will copy it out and paste here. So right now you will see that different encoder will be used. So go over. So I don't want these characters, these bad characters inside my cell code. So right now we see a different encoder was used in order to successfully remove our unwanted bytes. So the name of this encoder is the FNSTNV underscore MOV. So Sikata Ganai was probably incapable of encoding our payload using our restricted byte list. So that's why this new encoder is used. Sometimes if you are having the lot of restricted bytecode, maybe these encoders will fail to encode your payload. So what actually, let's try out right now. So here is a list of the some restricted. We don't want those cell code inside our cell code. So hit enter. So right now you can see the payload generation failed. No encoders encoded the buffer successfully. So the error may become if those restricted bytes, these are unable to removed by any of the encoders that are into the Metasploit framework. So right now we are going to use the encoders to encode our payloads. So let's get started. Just clear out your screen. As mentioned previously, the framework will choose the best encoder possible when generating our payload. So which type of encoder are available? So to check out, we will do the show encoders. So it will be list down the all type of encoders which are available into this framework. So you can see here Sikata Ganai here. This is I already used. So there are a lot of encoders are available. So it will be choose according to choice like which encoder is comfortable to encode this payload. So let's redo our bind cell payload, but this time we will tell the framework to use the different type of encoder. We will specify the encoder like as which encoder we are going to use. So probably this will be better for us, non-alpha encoder. So just type out the command here, generate, generate, and after that to specify the which type of encoder we should use, you can type down the E. So let's check out to better you how you will remember. So you can see here E, the name of the encoder module to use. So currently I'm going to use this module, non-alpha. So copy this module, and after that type down generate here to generate the cell code, and after that I will specify the E and the name of the encoder. So I will hit enter here. So you can see this complete cell code is encoded by using this non-alpha encoder. So just go up and see here, this is the exactly the encoder. If everything went according to the plan, our payload will not contain any alphanumeric characters. But we must be careful when using a different encoder other than the default, as it tend to give a large payload. For instance, this one is much larger than our previous example. So you can see right now it's 470 byte, and our previous payload is only 350. So that's the difference it create basically.